Hey everybody, happy Friday. Christopher Dahl here. Welcome to Space Art by Christopher Dahl from the studios here in Oil City. Welcome aboard. Hey, hope you had a good week. It's been pretty productive here in the studio. So yeah, happy times. We got a full house. Everyone's here. Boop 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 boop. Rhonda, hello. How you doing today? And I see we got Iridium is here. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday. A little later live stream. Thank you for accommodating me. I had a few things to do here, and we got mediocre modeler. Hey, great trip. I love the photos from your meetup in at Comic-Con. I can't wait to hear about that. That's cool. And Tasty Whale. Hey, greetings. Hey, how's everything going this week? I hope everybody's doing okay. I am in the midst of doing all sorts of crazy fun things. And hey, for those of you that are set up. Let me see if I can pull it off here. Hang on a second here. In theory, this should still work. Let's see. There we go. For those of you that are members and you have these special emojis, that should kick off every time you use the emojis. So I now finally have a reason for the memberships. Thank you. They're not animated yet, but I'm working on a code piece for that. So. And that is only for the specialty emojis that you unlock with memberships here. So there we go. That's the ad. Oh, okay. Here's the other ad here too. Okay, great. Wrong one. No, it's not that one. Hold on a second. Where is it? This stream. There we go. This stream is sponsored by the Dollhouse Cantina. Yes. Yeah. The place for cats. if you're so inclined, thank you. We've had. There we grab. I'm gonna put the link in. There we go. Oh, there we are. Awesome. Yes, we've had a bunch of people that have. We had a bunch of people that have contributed with donations. I appreciate it. Thank you. So we all appreciate it. Thank you so much. That has really helped us out a ton. So if you're so inclined, we're posting cat videos. Oh, Jason Wilson is going to be painting minis along with you. Okay, cool. Minis for Friday. I love that. That's great. Oh, Rhonda, I wonder if the animation didn't work on that view. You're welcome to try it again. I hope it should work on all the views, I think. I have to find this out. Here we go. We'll try another one here. Boom. There we go. Okay. All right. So it's so cool. Okay. Yeah. We had a fun painting last weekend. I've got her here actually. I had a lot of fun with this. This was our Chris Foss interpretive work here, which is showing up as bright blue. This was fun. This one we did in casein last week. Now, I know the next stage. Okay, I'm going to watch out for it. I know the next stage here is going to be working with some glazes on this. So yeah, that's going to be. I'm not going to do that tonight. I got another thing for tonight. Let's see. Oh, and the code, it does not seem to be working. Oh, it's so annoying. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I swear I'll get this thing to work properly. I will keep trying one until something works. I promise. Anyhow. Okay. Painting for this week. So I am going to be doing a mural. Well, not a whole mural. There's a thing called Mural Fest going on in our town of Oil City, and the proposal is for a 2-foot by 5-foot slab of mural, and a number of the local artists are going to be downtown painting these live. I think there's 2 days during one of the events in August. I think the 21st and 22nd, and yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. I signed up for it, and I think I'm in. I'm waiting to hear word. I think that's the case though, and a number of really talented people are involved with it. So I'm going to contribute with. I'm calling this one "Stars Above Oil City," which is a straight up space shot. So it's going to be a cool sunset. we have some hills that are very specific to Oil City. There's kind of a when you travel through one of the main highways to come through here, there's sort of a highway. Yeah, one of the main roads with cars and trucks. There's a tall embankment that carved rock there. It's pretty cool. So and that faces roughly to the sunset. So I thought, well, this would be a good chance to sort of promote the beautiful night skies of Oil City, which it does actually have gorgeous night skies. So, gosh, there's a bunch of things coming up that I'm going to be a part of. I don't know what's happening to me. I need to start drinking again is what I need to do. Okay, I did not see the bouncy emotes run. I am so sorry. I will continue my efforts to try to make this damn thing work. It's so annoying. Oh, I want flashy fun things. Yes. Let's go back to Twitch. Could you imagine? Twitch is actually seems to be having a little bit of a resurgence, at least some of the people that I'd watch, which is pretty funny. That's another story. Anyhow, I did this composition. Back to the mural. I did, let me see how this is. How's this going to show up? Yeah, there we go. It shows it pretty good. I did this composition just on some oil paper with oil pastels, and I really want to see if I can integrate the lower, late twilight kind of sunset remnants transitioning up to the Milky Way with the moon. So yeah, that's the plan. Actually, it's I haven't done much with oil pastels, like really very little at all, and this was a great way to, sit down with the color. I really enjoyed it. I've had sets of oil pastels for forever. We kind of accumulated a bunch of them when the girls were growing up, and they got used. They got used, but there's still lots of life left in them, and one whole set that was completely basically untouched. So what the heck, we're gonna do it. So for tonight, I'm gonna take we're gonna take the same scene, since this is pretty sketchy. I actually kind of like it that sketchy, to be honest with you. That's sort of my thing here, right? And I'm gonna just check the emote wall. Reality or full bum ba dum bum 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 bum. In theory, it should work. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can do one other thing. Hold tight. Let me try one extra thing. Let's see if this might work. Wall wizard, easy. Thought maybe it was just my phone, so that one was from my computer. Sorry, Divergent Brain had a test. No, I appreciate the test. I appreciate the test. Seriously, that's awesome. Importing configuration. Configuration's been imported. We're logged in. Third party. This short. I think that's how it's supposed to work. Let's see here. Oh, okay. All right, let's try that again. All right, let's see. I might have just broken it, actually. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, that one worked. All right, Rhonda, one more time. If you get a chance from either of your machines, there it goes. Oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, I fixed it. Oh, it's firing a bunch of them. Okay, that's cool. I thought it would just do the specialty ones, but that's cool. No, I like that it does them all. That's really cool. All right, so that'll be annoying. Maybe not. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. All right. Well, when we fix stuff, it stays fixed. That's gonna be cool. Let me move this out of the way so I'm not drinking it. There we are. I need to find one that does this and does the animated versions. That's my goal, and I know that somebody out there has to have that code just handling it. But anyway, okay. So the mural. So I'm going to take my design tonight, and I also had. Gosh, I think we started this. I started this on the live stream, or maybe just associated. I was doing some twilight scenes with this gorgeous. This is an ultramarine blue by Culture Hustle. Back when I was buying some of their stuff. All right, I'm gonna see. I just saw that come. Let me see if it pops through. Oh, there's a whole extra step I have to do for the specialty ones. Hang tight. Oh boy, yeah. Oh, that's right. Will mine go? Will mine do it? We're just gonna keep playing with this all night, right? Ah, that's not fair. Yeah, Rhonda, it just doesn't like yours. I swear. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. Ah, it's like so personal too. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. All right. So I'm going to single it. I started this painting. Okay, getting back to the mural. Distracted, right? This is a 8-inch by 16-inch canvas. I've got a bunch of these. It's a nice gallery wrap. It's got a good thickness to it, and I'd already started the scene. So it should, in theory, I thought this would be great for me to take this and do like the next level version of it, right? So we're gonna work it. I'm gonna work this scene with and today we're gonna be working with acrylic paints. I'm gonna be doing this one in acrylic. I had started it with acrylic and yeah, but it worked. Look at that. It worked on the smileys. It just doesn't like the personal ones. So there's like a whole thing I've got to do to get those to work, and it's so frustrating. Okay, yeah, mine too, Rhonda. Trust me, believe me. Okay, so I'm gonna set this one aside, and just lost me headphones. Right. The technical details of this live stream, I tell ya. All right, there we go. All right, well, let's kick off a little Space Jam music here, and there we go. Oh, well, hello. I don't think that's, there we go. That's not coming through at all, is it? Oh my gosh. There it goes. All right, there we go. Peeking there. There we go. We'll figure out a way to have fun with this. Let me know if that's too loud. If it's not loud enough for any of that good stuff. I think it should be pretty good. I think we're about a good -30, -5. Okay. Space art time. Hello, Faith. How you doing today? Greetings. Yeah, we're gonna do some real space. We're gonna do some. We're gonna do kind of fancy spacey themed here. But let me start by getting the. I'm gonna be working in the acrylics, so I'm gonna start on the bottom of the scene here, and I need to establish a few mountains and hills. What's a good color for that? My blue today, I'm gonna be using a little ultramarine, since we already got ultramarine in here. There we go. So I'm gonna get some ultramarine blue. I need kind of a dark for my space down here. So to do that, I'm gonna go with this time I'm gonna use a little Payne's gray. Payne's gray is a nice semi-transparent gray, and I would like for I'm a little orange to gray this all down. All right, and then let's have some fun, shall we? I'm kind of trying to get a mountain, not a mountain, a hill, kind of a hill thing going. So I need something for the shapes, and it needs to be kind of dark, and it actually has trees, so I don't mind if this trends a little bit into the green. It does. It kind of does. Nice. Probably a little too much orange. I think I need to cool it down just a bit more. There we go. There we are. Okay, you're done now. Okay, fair enough. I keep promising and then not delivering. It's really annoying to me too. Ow. All right. I like what I came up with, but I came up with what looks like kind of looks like a viridian. So I'm gonna pull this over here. This is where you watch me double clutch the paint. And my my magenta today, I'm gonna have some magenta. I'm actually using quinacridone, and I store your career. Yeah. You're in mine both. Exactly. I would like... I don't have... strangely enough, I do not have alizarin crimson. So I'm going to be kind of dancing a little bit between quinacridone magenta and a little touch of... This is cadmium red medium, which is a very orange-heavy red. And I'm hoping that the two of these are gonna work out. And then finally, I want some titanium white out here. I'm kind of doing this on the quick. When I did the live painting last week, I don't think I touched acrylics in a while, actually. So it was kind of funny. I've been working in oils for so much, and the acrylics has dried fast. So I think I was complaining about that. Not complaining, but I was mentioning it also with the casein. Same problem, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I've got to remember that my paint, there's a clock running on my paint. All right, I need a little bit of white. There we go. And I'm also going to do it just a touch of white. I don't mind if this mixes a little bit, because I've got a real nice kind of green tone, gray, and a blue tone. Yeah, I'm going to work with these. Okay, I didn't get that as light, but that's okay. I was carrying my palette Bob Ross style when I was downtown doing the thing. It was kind of fun. Not gonna lie, it was a good time. Okay. I saw an artist giving a direction on how you should properly wipe your palette knife every single time with a paper towel that's folded gently, one fold across the middle, so that it is clean. It's like as if Werner Herzog was doing it. And then you leave it, then it's ready for the next time. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. I do maintain some pretty decent integrity with my my paintbrushes. So I'm not a complete heathen, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, let me find I kind of want a round brush for this. I'm going to go for a round brush, and again, water soluble. So here we go. I need to establish what's going on down below here, and I want to do that with I'm gonna go for my blue tone one first. So I am working. This is gonna be pretty blue for the bulk of the operation, but it's not because I don't have any interest in warmer colors. This will be considered a setup. So this is a hill, kind of a hill, that it is actually pretty big. It comes down and becomes a lot of like there's exposed rock. That's what I'm trying to say. There's exposed rock right along in there. And this is just, I'm putting this on pretty thick in here, the acrylic paint, that is, because I do kind of want a yeah, I want to establish a little bit of thick body for the paint on there. There we go. Hey. And then a little bit over there on that side. So it comes down to sort of a road, it comes down to a proper road. Let me be clear, and that will this will be the side of the road here. I'm gonna go kind of into drawing mode a little bit. Adding a little magenta to it because I want to do there's a hill in the background here that is that was probably too dark. We'll see. Yeah, probably a little too dark. A little bit more white on that. A lot more white. Ah, too late. Ah, he screwed it up. It's too late, folks. Too late for that one. All right. This one's supposed to be one in the distance. hills in the distance, if you will. And then another larger hill will be kind of coming down here. And this hill's further away than this one, so we're gonna get a little bit more white. There's also gonna be I'm gonna touch a little bit more orange to it. It needs more white. There we go. Because the sun's actually coming from behind, like where these hills are meeting here. That's such a gradient. Thank you very much. When I started the painting, when I started this painting, I actually airbrushed the gradient. My integrity paintbrush is consistent of are there still bristles? You know what? It's funny. I kind of don't throw away any of my brushes, mediocre. When they get a little hairy and crazy, oh, they're fun. Actually, it's a good time. I do maintain a kind of supply, if you will, of brushes that are in pretty good shape, and then others that are just disasters. Like, not gonna lie, disasters. And just gonna kind of get these colors down in here. We'll go a little bit more. I want a little bit more there. There we go. This side will have a little bit more warmth to it because the sun's coming through. The sun's going to be blocked entirely by this side. This is a very soft brush. I'm not really... Oh, it's an artist loft brush. Why? This is a piece of... Why am I using this piece of shit? Sorry. Sorry. Artist loft's fine, but yeah. So I haven't decided yet, how much detail I'm going to devote here. I could put evidence of the river down here, depending on, kind of what I want to see, right? I don't think I'm going to do it in this painting, and maybe not the mural, because actually the part of this painting is actually going to be... It's actually going to be there might actually be text down here. I'm not certain. So there we go. All right, I'm going to try to make. I'm thinking out loud in my head blocks of stone, and I'm doing it with this really dark. This is a very blue toned paint on this one, but I'm going to come back and do the same thing with a warmer one here a bit, and we'll catch the effect. The whole scene. Hey David, how you doing? Greetings. What type of paint is this, Chris? Oh, tonight we are working with acrylic, and I've been using Liquitex heavy body acrylics for a number of years, so that is my current choice. How you doing, David? Greetings. Yeah, the painting, I think I started to say the canvas that I'm using. I originally had it painted with this very ultramarine blue, and then the transition part here is actually I did that with an airbrush. Did that with my airbrush. And but that was over a year. That was over a year ago. Easily over a year ago. And it's just the common thing. I got it to a stage. I don't know. I'd worked on a couple of smaller pieces. I liked them, but it wasn't really working for me, and I didn't have a decision on how I wanted to redo it. So I didn't. and there we are. Anyway. So I am trying to keep the paint's a little muddy down here, a little bit. But that's okay. And then a little bit warmer on the edges here. The light's going to be kind of coming through. Skyzer, thank you. I probably need to be doing more airbrushed skies, to be honest with you. I know for a fact that that was one of the techniques that some of my favorite artists use. And today, by favorite artist, I'm referring today to Michael Whalen in particular. You know, Bob Eggleton used to use the airbrush. He would do crazy cool effects with it. I think though I've seen him in the last couple of years like, I'm not doing airbrushes again. So I think he got a little sick of the process and the effect, and which is fine. I mad respect, man. Bob, don't do an airbrush ever again if you don't want to. Holy crap. Yeah. But I have my airbrush. I do maintain my airbrush for you know, like Mediocre here and so many others for model building basically. So yeah, but I am gonna ditch the Artist Loft brush because it's bugging the crap out of me. It's just soft. It's like trying to it's soft brush is good for a few things, not for what I'm trying to do today. So I'm going to shift it up. What am I gonna shift it up to? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this. Actually, one of my. This is a equally crap brush. What is my brushes? I do think that I need to do another Blick order. Pretty badly. All right. Oh, this poor bastard is this poor bastard brush. If I can treat it nicely. Oh yeah, there we go. I actually get it to a point. Sometimes they get a little frayed, but, you know, yeah. Hopefully I can maintain the sky here a little bit. All right. I added a little bit of magenta to my darker blue here to see if I can't bring a few extra tonal dots here. I'm not going to spend the whole time on this, but I do want the depiction to be reasonably accurate. So, and at some point, I think I'm actually going to start grabbing the palette knives for there's another section I want to work on. Yes, another style, if you will. Okay, I think. And I'm going to use that same one here to darken that up a bit. There actually, depending on which hill I'm picking, there might actually be houses and trees up in this. Hey, thanks, Iridium. I appreciate you dropping by. Hey, say hello to everybody. I hope you have a fantastic evening. If you come back, happy to have you back. Super cool. Thank you. I am going to try to indicate down. That's too bright. Yeah. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rely on the texture to do its thing, and this will be my attempt at the road. And then I'm going to drop in a shape down over here that could be interpreted as the river. That's what I'm going to do. Like the drop off and the river. See, I think I've gone way too literal here. So now I'm gonna suffer. Yeah, that's okay. We'll work it out in post, right? Oh yeah, there's some opportunities here. All right. This I would like. I'm all over the map with my stuff here. Oh no! I rubbed off my acrylic. That's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to lighten this and smudge it in. But my acrylic was saying, that's what I needed. I needed this to be a little bit lighter, right over there. Okay, there we got some aerial image. Yeah, Control Z exactly. Even for model building, airbrushing is a whole deal. Sometimes it's nice just to grab the old rattle canning. I completely agree. Yeah, there's You know, I actually I enjoy sometimes just brush painting. Gosh, it's been a long time since I did that Millennium Falcon that we worked on, one of those Bandai ones, and yeah, that was. I think most of that, and when I think about it, most of that was hand painted. Now that I think about it. Okay, I need a very light color because what I want to do down here is give. Oh, I'm having massive deja vu. By the way, I'm just want to hint in the idea of there being you know, town and traffic in here. Oh man, the deja vu right now is absurdly high. Like I'm deja vuing to painting this, but painting it back when I was in Bothell. So I don't know what that's weird to me. Okay. Love it when that happens. There we go. Okay. So let's just take a look at it from a distance. I want to give it, I always do this with it. I give it a little distance shot. So we're going to have this as the base. And we're going to come up. There's still going to be a little bit of, yeah, I'm scared to do what I want to do with the clouds, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. This is fun. Okay. I was watching clips from Forbidden Planet with my dad. Oh, the classic. Oh, yes, indeed. Forbidden Planet is absolutely sharp. Sharp Calidor. Forbidden Planet is absolutely one of my all-time favorite science fiction movies. It is gorgeous end to end. Love it. In fact, it's kind of been on my short list to watch myself. So thank you for the reminder. We're gonna do some happy little tree foliage, like just dotting in some detail here to you know, sort of break this on up a bit. There we go. And same thing down in here. I don't really have to make it. We just have to indicate that there's things going on, right? And just gradually work on that. Okay, cool. It looks like some parts of the Yorkshire Moors in England, except the sky in England is always grey. It's just, I've been to England, and I have to say, we had some gorgeous. We had a couple of gorgeous nights out there. There was like a big there was a big shindig with Jupiter that one year. I went, and everyone was going. Everyone was standing on the street. What's that bright dot in the sky? And it was a nice clear sky. It was great. I got to step up and be like the knowledgeable American. Why, that is... And they loved me for it. All right. This is where I have to get a little brave, because there are some clouds in this sky. So I'm going to need some... There we go. I'm just kind of trying to come up with my cloud color that I probably shouldn't paint with this brush. I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. Yeah. So there's a particular kind of cloud sunset that I'm going to be trying to grab here, and I'm going to go right over my stuff. Yes. A little darker. There we go. Whoop. A little darker. Actually, a little more blue, actually. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, it's really weird. I'm mixing over here, but when it hits here, there's issues, right? And that's one of the things you'll be chasing as an artist with colors is looks different on the palette than what it does next to all the other stuff. So yeah. Stick the clouds on a separate layer. Just exactly. It's too late. I cannot do that. It is way too late for that. We are committed. And it's stressing me out as well, but I am going to go with it. We're going to go for it. There's still enough texture on this canvas where I can where it's going to pick up some of that chaos. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Just like that. There we are. Yep. Okay. I needed the dark part so I could do the rest of the part here. I was a little uptight about this particular canvas, but I'm okay with it now. I'm okay with it just being what it is. Okay, now we got the pinks coming in. There we go. The pinks were on request from Stephanie, who wanted a nice pink tone sunset, and I haven't done the magenta pink sunset in a while. I've been doing a lot of hot orange sunsets. So it's a little time for me to break out of my comfort zone. Actually, I've done these before. It's just been a while. Whoop. And the trick is, it's so wet. Okay, cool. I really wanted to almost dry brush this. So dry brush it, Chris. Quit bitching. Oh, okay. Dry brush it with your damn fingers. All right, there we go. Yes. So the sun's from behind here, so we're going to get a lot of undercoating for that. There we go. A little bit of hot magenta action. And I'm just going to kind of try to bring it in. So this is where it gets a little slow. I need to sit up properly. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. I keep tapping into my orange a little bit, so we're gonna do that. Oh, it's so powerful, so powerful. But we're gonna need the oranges in here so we can get some nice, get that warmth in that we wanted, I was talking about. You know, you get the blues in, and then you want the you definitely want a hint of your orange. Just a hint. There we go. What do you think? I just dropped my brush. The nice thing is, because all this paint, all the blue paint is dried, I don't really have to fight too much between the blues and the oranges, so I can kind of just do a thing. Yeah, there we are. I'm calling a dig in the. Okay, what do we think, folks? Was it? Did I ruin my clouds? Are we kind of there? Do I need to zoom the camera in a bit more? Let me know your thoughts. there's a little too much going on here. Yeah, need some of that. Break that up a bit. Yeah, there we go. I'm okay with this. I'm generally okay with this. And then of course get the there we are. Now the trick here is to there's going to be some of this reflected light coming on in. Hey, Rhonda, that one went. That's so cool. Too much. Too much reflected light. Too much reflected light. Stop that. Stop that. A little bit up here. Yeah, the facing trees actually might have some... Like, there might actually be a case to be made for having kind of a halo effect on this. Because the... Oh, and then the pink. The pink! Forgot about that. There's going to be some pink in here. There we go. Yeah, there was going to be a little magenta on the top of this hill. I think I'm actually okay, so I don't think I'm painting Oil City Hills. I think what I'm painting right now are the hills of Long Beach, Washington, like by the seashore where I used to go with Stephanie and the girls and my family and all of that. So I think that's what I'm painting. Which is weird. That's not what I'm supposed to be painting. But if it is sky, and we think it is, then there's also going to be sort of a reflection down in there a little bit. There we go. I'm going to leave this abstract and loose right now so that if someone looks at it, they can make the interpretation on their own. Let's take a look at it from a distance here. Let me flip this one up. Okay. So yeah, I think I've got... Ooh, it's so bright. Yeah, the saturation on this camera is crazy. Yeah. There we go. I think... Yeah, I'm digging it. So here we go. Yeah, I'm digging this. There we go. There's a thing I want to do next, and to do it, I'm going to need this. This is a little plastic cap off of a little spray bottle, and I'm going to use it because it's round and has kind of a nice sharp edge. So. Let me grab a little bit of... Oh, excuse me. Oh my god, sorry about that. I'm going to muddy up some white here. So it's not completely white, but a little warm. There we go. Not too orange. Alright. You must wipe your palette knives every time. Alright. Let's see if I can do this. In fact, I'm going to test this. I'm going to test it on my workbench. Let's find a nice spot here, shall we? Can I do this right here? It does the whole thing. It does the whole thing. That's not right. Okay. But it does close to what I wanted it to do. All right. Here we go. Excuse me. So I'm going to move some paint over... Oh my god. Sorry. Whoa. Sorry about that. Oh, I was really had a cough. Okay. Try it this way. So I'm going to do half of this. Okay. I can actually see how much of that's on. That's cool. Okay, cool. Let's do that. This is going to be our moon. And I'm going to put it right... Make sure I get the right thing here. Here. Right there. Right there. And it made no mark. Damn. I was so hopeful. So hopeful. Okay, let's try that again. I just got tired. I'm going to end up just painting this. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Jeez. Sorry about that. Did it again. All right, we're just going to paint it. We are just going to paint it. Because I am an artist, after all. I should be capable, right? And for this one, I will take a small, tiny brush. Yay, there we are. Okay. There we go. At least I have a kind of a mark that I can work with. I kind of want to get rid of some of that. Let me see here. I want to get rid of this. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of that now. Ah, crap. All right. Without significantly altering the surface. Yeah, I can get rid of that. There we go. There. Go, go, go. Out, out, away. There we go. Okay, cool. Yay! Moon shot. Okay. Because I always have to add a little twilight moon. That's just the way I am. And to sort of detail it, I'm going to try to turn this. You know, don't fight against an angle that that isn't working for your arm, right? I think before I go too far on this, I'm going to take the moment and make this a little more interesting. Let's just pull it on in here. Let me take a second to... there we go. There we go. Ah, back. There we go. Cool. Oh. Damn spot. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, there we go. I always kind of... I always get uptight painting this moon because it is like, painting a fingernail. It's like painting a fingernail clipping right on your painting. Which can be so annoying. So hopefully I will perfect this by the time we get to the show. All right. But we want enough of the moon so that we can actually see that it is the moon. There we go. Bum, ba-da, bum, bum, ba-da, bum. I'm just taking the time to be a little precise here, just because I feel like this makes a difference, and I don't really know if using a tool like that cap is the right way to go about it, unless I make a tool. It's always going to be just a little bit better if you do it yourself. So this is a practice piece, or are you finishing it at the show? So this is kind of a, it's an in-between, right? I would like to have the painting, I want to be able to do the painting here and have it just to test my colors, right? And the final is going to be painted on site. I guess that I don't know if I think they're providing the panels. I think there's a stipend for art supplies, something like that. So I don't have all the details yet, but this particular one I just kind of want to do for, you know, just I wanted it. I would like to have a variation of it, right? Let's see if I can kick the configure video. Let's see, how's that work? That's better. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, that's actually a lot better. I just kicked the saturation levels down a little bit. So so yeah, I kind of just want to have this on my own, and this would be one for the store. So yeah. I also just kind of haven't really painted so I guess yeah, practice, personal kind of coincides with it. I certainly wanted something that was a higher fidelity than, and here's the closer version of the one that I did in oil pastels. Really, I just wanted to do this to there's more aqua in this one, whereas this one is going to be a little bit more in the you know, the sort of red shifted ultramarine style. There is a little aqua in my airbrush in here, but it's going to get lost compared to the other one. So yeah, I haven't flicked stars in a while. This is going to be a good one because we're going to get to the top part next, and that's where that's going to get exciting. So yeah, in fact, I might just start moving some paint. Yeah, the paint I've started with is already kind of turning terrible. So let's just go ahead and get this out of here. We'll just reset it a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome to Space Art by Christopher Dahl on Friday afternoon. Thank you for joining. We're a little later this week. I had some errands to run today, important errands, and yeah. So thanks for joining. Thanks for sticking around. But yeah, a lot of times when I work on a large piece, I will do at least one color study, a smaller one. Oh, cool! I saw that, Rhonda. I saw that one. I saw that one. I swear. Yeah, we're gonna do some star flicking. Okay. All right, I'm gonna slide this over a little bit. Actually, you know what I should do? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna save that for later. Never mind. What I was gonna do, what I was gonna say, I'm not gonna do. Here we are. I need to make some room, and let's refresh a couple of colors here first. Let's start with the. I'm gonna need some blue. I'm probably gonna finish off this blue today. We're gonna do a bunch. Blue. I'm also gonna add a little bit of indanthrene blue, which is very dark indigo. I want to push the top of this painting into a dark place. This painting went to a dark spot. All right, a blob of it on here. Indanthrene is a cool color. I've been trying to. I'm not trying to, but not the stars. Anything but the stars. All right, so I have some cadmium red medium there already, but I'm going to add, just want to make sure I have some fresh. There we go. Get some more magenta. Quinacridone magenta. What I'm going to try to do, a little trick I've been practicing with my blacks. This one actually won't be terribly black. In oil paint, my oil paints, I have alizarin crimson. The recipe I saw was this blue. The blues with a alizarin crimson, and it produced a very nice indigo, really nice indigo. There we go. I guess I could just do that, couldn't I? Yeah, there we are. So I'm gonna start with let's get a bunch of my ultramarine blue. We're gonna need a bunch of this. I want some indanthrene. I want some magenta. This is quinacridone instead of alizarin, and then to orange it a bit, I want just a touch of my cadmium red medium. And I really wanted to get a deep indigo blue for my space. Oh, heck yeah. Ha, hey, yeah. I know on the camera there, it looks like this has just opened up a hole into space, which is great and exactly what I wanted to do. There we go. Now, this is a very blue-toned space. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of this over here. And I want some Payne's Gray, which is going to warm it a bit. And I also do have some burnt umber. So I've got, this one's going to be, I think this is going to push it a little darker and a little grayer, if you will. Bum, ba, dum, ba, ba, ba. Let's just see. Burnt umber introduces a lot of orange, which is going to neutralize the blue. And this might give us, I believe, yeah, there's sort of a, I guess sort of a smoky quality to the Milky Way when you really get down into it. Actually, if your eyes get adjusted, you're never really going to see, you kind of can see the color. Maybe it's hallucinatory, I don't know. All right. So this is a very, very dark color. This is going to show up as almost black on here. So yeah, actually, and then this one, of course, is very, very blue. Very blue. I kind of want a little mixture of both. That's what I'll probably end up doing. I'll probably, yeah, this down here will be a slight mix of those. Now this is where I'm gonna probably mess it up. Anyway. I'm gonna bring this all the way up to the top here. See, what'll happen is, I'm gonna lose the sides too. I'm going for a wider brush here. I think I actually need to take a second and pull it back out again now that I'm not doing the crazy stuff. So I'm going to do that. Ta-da! Okay, we'll work for stars. Yes, that will work for stars. 100%. And making sure that my... yeah, there we go. I'm just... My focus situation is crazy. I need a second camera. I'm never gonna get a second camera. No. There we go. Okay, cool. Ah. There we go. That's better. Thank you. Here we go. Are you ready to color names and percentages as notes, or do you just like remember the seasoning like a chef? Remember the seasoning like a chef. Very much so. There's a system, right, to color in literally every direction. So right now I'm kind of dealing with the blues for space, but you can do the same thing with like earth tones. There's like, yeah, there's recipes you can go into, and then you just dance from there. And you can learn the systems, but really the best way to do it is just practice and keep trying new things. The folks on Patreon, I just shared a link this week. I'm always looking at new techniques, and they're not always space related. I saw a lady doing a tutorial on painting, as she put it, ginger cats and dogs. So it's all about painting orange cats, and it's a limited palette, and I'm really fascinated with it. I want to try it. It's nothing that you've seen me paint on here. Like, it's not even these colors, right? It's really wild. Wait, there's nope. It's different blues. It's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, the best thing to do is just to try it, and then you get a feel for it. Some of the colors I'm using on here I've used frequently in space art in the past. So I ended up with my first attempt here is this is very blue shifted, which I'm absolutely gonna use. And I also have this one that's neutralized, going a little bit more brown. Star Wars theme and kazoo. Yep, exactly. Isn't that great? So I really want to see how this is going to look once I get this across the top. And this is terrifying me because now we're getting into space. And this is going to either ruin the show or steal the show. I don't know. We'll see. There are two elements to it. There's going to be the Milky Way coming right down through the middle here. And it's going to fade a little bit. And then the rest of this is kind of the filling in around the Milky Way. There we go. So I'm actually trying to give some depth to what would normally be just like black of space. I'm actually trying to imbue this with a little bit of pizzazz. Oh, I know, it's hilarious. I love this album. This is the musician is the Andrew Allen Orchestra, or Andrew Allen. Anyway, yeah, Andrew Allen. And I found them, of course, because they have a Star Trek rendition, and then this one, of course, is the same thing, but with the Star Wars music. Now I'm coming in with the blue tone one that I had, and you can see we're kind of getting into darkening up this absolutely gorgeous. There you can still sort of see it in there. Actually, no, I know what I need to do. Ultramarine, the gorgeous ultramarine blue. I'm gonna see what happens when I do this. I'm gonna pull some of this back up there a little bit. There we go. This is gonna be really subtle till it dries, folks. I'm very sorry, but it's, yeah. I'm hoping that the subtlety plays out well. Okay. I almost kind of want to do this like a glaze. And then this part, since I'm not airbrushing, I have to do my best to sort of deal with this. It's probably the wrong method, but we're going to do it anyway. This transition's hard to do. This transition's tricky. Okay, let's see how we're looking. It's still, the wet is going to give it away until that dries up. Okay, so I'm just going to keep working it. In fact, I'm going to take a second and I'm going to work the sides. Because that is how we roll. Let's see the side right here. Yes, there we go. And it's satisfying. It's satisfying to do the sides like this, especially when you have a nice, nice established piece. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to necessarily match it all the way. I know a lot of people won't bother painting the scene on the side, and I've heard there's mixed feelings. People either like it or hate it. I kind of do, but sometimes I'm getting to the point where I will probably just pick a blank color and work the side that way. But until then, I'm gonna just do this because I've got the paint and it feels like it. It feels like it. Okay, there we go. My hope is that this is going to end up with the kind of depth that that you would get on a nice starlit sky. So let's come back in. Ah, it's really glary for me. Let me try this way. Pull this down. All right. While this is, I'm doing this while it's wet because I really want to get a little mix. I don't want there to be a lot of sharp edges. I don't mind if there's some blending happening here. This is kind of my happy accidents, you know, kind of thing. And I'm using a little bit of the darker paint that I did, the kind that actually has brown to it. well, umber, if you will. That way, the top of this painting will end up just hopefully sinking right in, but it won't be black. It's not going to be necessarily black. It's really cool. But we're going to have little... The Milky Way is just like kind of cloud structures and all of that. So there we go. Okay. Now, the real trick is going to be trying to get the lighter clouds of the Milky Way in there. So, we're going to want to have... I'm going to really gray this out. Way too bright. I think I just used way too much. I'm trying to do a lighter blue than this, and this will absolutely show up as lighter than that, right? No, it does not, and it doesn't. Of course not. Ha 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 ha. There we are. That's the tone. That's not the tone. That's not the tone. Crap. Too tony. Too toned. It's too toned. Ha 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 ha. Too tony. There we go. You gotta really be gentle with this. These are such subtle differences, but with luck. The Milky Way clouds also have a couple of different colors, which is really weird. There's a when you adjust your photography to accommodate it, you get sort of warm shifted and cool shifted. Believe it or not, more of that, and it'll happen. It's I know this is kind of going to look a little bit chaotic, but I was hoping... Let me find a good soft brush. There's one. All right, let me see if I can get this together. It's shocking when you first get outside in a dark sky site and you see that there's actually depth to space. Like if you really let your eyes get get in tuned, get in focus with the night sky, it's actually pretty fascinating. It stops becoming a blank black velvet cloth, and it actually becomes a tapestry of different shapes, especially when the Milky Way's out. Which, by the way, summertime, we're in prime Milky Way territory for those of us in North America. Further north you are, the harder it's going to be, but you can still definitely pick it out. So there we go. Actually, that's not true. There's sections of it up there. I'm trying to really push these relationships, the dark side. It's a very subtle. I know it's really, really subtle, and maybe it's too subtle. I don't know. We'll find out. I've tried this on a different painting. I have another painting I've never finished. A lighthouse, a big one. And that one is in a current... Actually, we just unearthed it. I haven't touched it really since the move. And I'm on about my third go on that there, which is same kind of thing. Transitioning to a sunset. I think this is a pretty tricky thing to do myself. So, I don't know. And I probably am doing myself no favors at all by not just going at this with an airbrush. The way it would make the most sense. There we go. There's barely any paint on this. Okay, cool. Let me see. I do my thing here where it's too wet, but from a distance you can kind of catch the wet, 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 wet. There we go. If I lean it so the light doesn't hit it, we're gonna get a little effect of that. The stars of Oil City, yes. The stars on 45, very similar to what we're listening to. Oh yeah, and then the other thing, my side. So I did not do this part of the side. I'm gonna do this part of the side. What the heck, right? Do the part of the side that you said you were going to do. And I even still have some of my green, so I'm gonna do that right here. Let's get some of that right there. This is my ground color, actually. Believe it or not, this is my ground. So I'm gonna start with that. And on the other side, I can actually do this thing. Look at that. Ah, very cool. I don't have to just like do the silly thing where you just do one slab of color, right? Cool. I'll even borrow some of these. Oh, that's my other. That's a different blue. Different blue. Different blue. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I didn't really accommodate the road, but that's okay. Road didn't accommodate me either. Okay. All right. I really kind of want this thing to dry. It won't take long because, of course, we are in acrylic land here. Pull this back down a little bit. There we go. I do have some nice, this dark paint here, which I think I really want. Yeah, I want to bring this a little darker there. So we have this, we kind of have this scene. Just breaking things up with lines and things. Oh boy. It's a pretty scene. It is a very pretty scene. But my clouds just sort of, and that stopped. The clouds and the trees just sort of stopped. Yes, let's take care of the trees first. Tree issue. Come on. I don't even know which part of the town this is. What part of town is this? Any Oil City folks, let me know. What part of town am I actually painting here? Not even sure. Yeah, let's do the same thing on here. So yeah, this is it's kind of a practice painting. I guess that's the best way to put it. I never properly answered that. It's a practice painting. It's going to be a practice selling this painting is what it's going to be. Oh yeah, I was split though because I've been having a lot of fun painting with my dirty palette knife. Remember to clean your palette knife properly. I was painting with palette knives, and I still enjoy that. I actually thought about doing this entire scene, all of these colors, with, you know, crazy, crazy textures and stuff. But I did not do that. Okay, I think this is a good time for me to take a quick break. When I come back, we're going to do some stars and some other details. And then we'll wrap this beast up. So don't go away. Hang tight, everybody. I'll even move this out of the way. There we go. All right. Hey, I'm back, everybody. Welcome back for the evening. If you're just joining me, I'm Christopher Dahl, space artist. Oh, look at those go. Look at those shooting stars go. That's awesome. I know there's got to be a way to liberate my animated ones. I've got to get that. That'll be my goal. Alrighty. So we're working on today. We've got this 8x16 inch canvas, and I've done sort of a Milky Way pattern up here. Let me see how that's actually. It's very, very subtle. Maybe too subtle. Oh, more paint on there. We'll see. Anyhow, I am going to go ahead and proceed and touch all the. I'm just going to touch all the wet paint. Apparently, who was the person that said that acrylic paint dries fast? Liars. No. Excellent. Okay. Sorry about that. Looks like we just lost the stream for a minute. No, lost it again. There we go. Let's see if I can get this going. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Did we lose everybody, or everyone's still here? Okay. I am going to see if I can lighten this up just a little bit. That was weird. I don't know why that just stopped all of a sudden. It was like my network just died. Which You're here? Okay, thanks, Stacey. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's not even doing what I wanted it to do either. Nope. I need it a little lighter than that. Oh, I'm glad it didn't kick out. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to just kind of work this. See, this is part where I absolutely get the glare. That's very bright. But up to the top, I think I can... I think at the top here, the Milky Way clouds will absolutely have a brighter day in the sun. So I don't mind that. Okay, cool. And I'm going to just... There we go. Taking advantage of the... There we are. That's what I wanted it to do. Trying to do this slowly and with control. There we go. And this will help, you know, just gotta slowly work up the shapes. The Milky Way is pretty chaotic, right? It's basically just a bunch of clouds that are just randomly in the sky there. So very cool. So I'm just kind of working between dry brushing and wet brushing. Hey, how you doing today? Greetings. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very kind. Thank you. And I'm going to try to reintroduce the tendrily feathery parts of the of this whole thing. Yeah, it's been a while since I kicked out a It's been a while since I've kicked out a Milky Way depiction, so this is kind of fun. I think I need... So yeah, it's practice night for Chris. Oh, ended up with some light on there. That's okay. Bum, bum, bum. And I don't mind a little bit of randomness to it, right? I don't mind that in the slightest. There we go. And I can just kind of work this all the way down, highlighting the glow of the Milky Way. All the way in here too. There we go. Yes. Okay. And then just hints of it. Hints of it down here. Well, a little more blue. A little more blue. A little darker. A little darker. The texture of the canvas is also helping because, you know, it's catching on. It's not a completely flat surface, right? Normally, too, I would have like a reference photo of the Milky Way. I'm kind of just, I am working from memory here just because I've observed it so many times in my life that, you know, there's a flavor and a pattern. If you're unsure, absolutely look it up. Better yet, if you get a clear night, go outside and check it out. Oh, but so the other thing that I'm really excited about, I didn't mention this yet. I did mention that I'm doing a lot of live things in the greater Oily City area, which is cool. And there have been some excellent efforts underway to really bring the arts out into the community. And I have been pretty choosy about which ones I participate in. But the one's coming up pretty cool. So there we go. In September, there's a space-themed event. It's kind of an outdoor market, night market kind of thing. And there's actually the folks from the local astronomy club are actually going to be here on site with telescopes. Which is pretty cool. And they're going to be doing a bunch of activities, you know, family activities, you know, dedicated on around space and observing. Hopefully we got good weather that night, right? And yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm not liking what's happening on some of this, so I'm going to try to remove it the best I can. So I will again be a live painter for some of these events. And, of course, I will be space theming it, as you'd expect. Here we go. Cool. I don't like this spot right in here. There we are. Now, the last little bit I'm going to do before we get into serious stars, I do want to brighten the top up here a little. So the further to the sky, the top of the sky you get, the darker it is. And so in theory, you should be able to see better up top. There we go. All right. Now I'll do the same thing so we can kind of see the effect from the distance here. Where oh, it's so wet. It's so wet. It's so glary. Yes, that way is the glare. That way's not the glare. So you can see there's a little. I'm a little concerned about this transition. Sorry, I'll show you. I'm a little concerned about this part, but I think I'm gonna go with it. Okay. Okay. I'm liking it. Yes. There's another aspect that I need to excuse me, challenge myself on is whether or not when I do the actual mural, if if I'm gonna like pick very specific stars, right? Let me move these out of the way. Hang on a second. Like if I'm gonna pick a very specific star pattern, star pattern. Like, is it going to be the moon? Is it? Yeah, you have to pick the time of year. It's very important. You know, there's a lot of considerations here. I am going to get a little bit of yellow oxide. I didn't open this one up earlier, but really, most of this painting has been done with, let's see, titanium white, ultramarine blue. Really, it's cadmium orange. It's a cadmium-free version of orange. The magenta and the red. And Indanthrone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 colors, 7 if you include this yellow ochre that I just put down. And I'm only putting that down because I want to. I need a. Yeah, I put out way too much of it. I wanted a. I wanted to yellow up the stars a little bit. I'm going to work on a couple of. What I call hero stars. So I'm going to get those in first. And I'm going to start down, actually, let's get one. We're going to put Venus in here on this one. Venus is very, very bright. And so what's going to happen is Venus is going to be like right here. I know, it's just going to show up as a dot. I'll get a closer view of this shortly. Here we go. And the reason why I do hero stars, if those of you are just here, so instead of just spattering all the stars on, and I am going to be doing some star spattering, when you get to a twilight sky, you're going to see the occasional very bright star. You know, it's going to be almost as bright as the moon, right? And there are some very specific ones that you get to learn as you're if you're getting into backyard astronomy. And these all really stick out, even above all the rest of them. Like some of these will probably be bright enough to where you'll see them first before you see, you know, any of the Milky Way, right? And these stay bright the entire night. So if you're actually doing a star scene, like with a constellation, this would be the time you'd want to like throw those in, especially if you've had it mapped out in any significant way. I'm actually just randomly doing this. I'm not depicting an actual constellation. You'll see fewer stars down in this region, down in here, because this is where the atmosphere is still thick. You'll see more up top, but I may put one more in. Maybe I'll throw it on the side. There we go. So at least there's one there on the side. If someone decides they want to depict it this way, yeah, there we go. And then I'll do one on the other side. Do a couple on the other side. I'm sort of doing a backwards Scorpio here, is what I'm kind of doing. There we go. Okay. I feel like some of those are good. Okay. All right. Now, I want to get some star spatter action up here. And I'm going to start with a dimmer star than this. I'm still going to use white. But I'm going to mess around with my blues down here a little bit. And then add some water. There we go. Get it kind of watery there. Cleaned off the brush. And let's bring out the official star spattering brush. I use a I've been using this since we've been doing this live stream. It really is an El Cheapo fan brush that I've used so much that it's sort of become a loving fan favorite. So I have a very blue shifted color of stars here. And I'm going to put a bunch on here. So everybody who's been waiting for this, I haven't done stars in a while. I'm going to get a layer of them up here. Okay. In fact, I'll do it that right way. Normally I would flip this over, but I'm going to do it this way so we can actually see it. And I'm just going to go for it, because up here you're going to see a lot of stars. There we go. You're going to see a lot of stars up top here. And these are not quite as... Let me get the side. We'll do it this way. Oh, that's more spatter than stars. I feel bad about that. Okay. Star flicking! Luke Star Flicker. At your service. Luke Star Flicker. Okay. I'm going to get the top here, too. See if I can do this where you can actually see it. There we go. I'm getting it everywhere except where I want it on this. Okay, that was more of a spatter. More of a spatter than anything else. So, if you've ever been out in a very dark sky night, that's what I'm trying to depict here. When you just see like billions and billions of stars, and we'll bring it down just a little bit. I'm doing some very light ones, so I don't know if you can see them necessarily. The star flicking cause blindness? Yes, it does. Yeah. So you have to only do it occasionally, and don't let anyone catch you. It's very important. What was he doing? He was in the room flicking stars. Again. Oh my God. Our child. Uh-oh. All right. So yeah, this is pretty subtle actually, but I like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in with a whiter one. Wash your hands after. Yes, Rada drops in with the bomb. Thank you. Yes, indeed. So that is a gray version, and I'm going to do one that's a little bit lighter, using some more of my white here. Oh, I need a little more white. I got this too thin. I can tell already. But I'm not going to be quite done when I do this yet, because there's more to it than that, and I wanted to include that in this one. So there we go. All right. A little more white there. Okay, I'm gonna try this on the side first. So this is an actual white. This was the first ones I did here were kind of gray. So let's get a little white in there. Get some white in there, it ruins everything, right? I'm kidding. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, this is becoming space. It is totally becoming space. Yes, indeed, it is. The Stars of Oil City is the name of this one, and this is my test painting. And we'll put a few down here on the way down. Oh, I got some in the moon. There's not supposed to be any behind the moon. I got to get rid of that. I got to get rid of that. I'm sorry, but I have to. All right, where's a good thing? I got to get this. There we go. I have to get those out of there. These have to go. You can't have stars inside the moon. Sorry. Sorry, stars inside the moon. You can't have that. Okay, cool. Awesome. There we are. So that's some pretty stars. Yay. The other thing you can tell when you see stars up close like this is, or in a night sky like this, some of them are different colors. So, oh, that's going to be hard to see. Here, let me do this again. I think it's only fair to bring this on in, and there we go. Oh, I just bumped it. Shoot. There we go. So I don't know if you can see this one. I've got a little bit of my cadmium red, and what I'm doing is I'm going to drop in the occasional. This is an exaggeration, right? You'll often be able to tell like when one of the stars is a warm color, because you can stars do have different colors. There's some that are very yellow shifted and some that are very blue shifted. The best experience you could see this is if you've ever seen the star Vega, which is out in the summer sky. So I recommend you check it out. Is very, very blue. And if you've seen the movie Contact, you'll know that too. They did a very good job accurately depicting the blueness of Vega. Whereas Betelgeuse, which, is in the news this week. Oh my gosh. Oh, science nerds. We got science nerd facts coming up. Anyway, so the point is that when you scan the sky, you will very definitely be able to tell when you see different colored stars. It's pretty cool. I'm going to do the same thing with my yellow ochre. This is a little strange, but I'm going to do it anyway. So somebody that gets this painting, it may be hard to see for all of you on the camera there, but anybody who owns this, when you look and see the stars, you're going to see gray star, a lot of gray stars, which are brighter than the background. So you're going to get that in-depth effect, right? And then you're going to see the bright white stars, which also quite a bunch of them. And then amongst those, there's going to be little, there's going to be the colored stars. And I'm going to do one more color after this. But I've got some orange, well, yellow ochre. Yellow, red, and let me get some on the sides here too. So the Betelgeuse news. This is pretty fascinating. For those of you that follow the story, Betelgeuse, the red giant, not the movie, the red giant in Orion. It's the biggest, brightest. When you look at Orion, you'll see the whole shape of the constellation, and Betelgeuse is like orange. It's freaking orange as all get out. It's crazy. It's like looking at Mars. When you find Mars at night, take a look at it. You'll be like, okay, what's the red thing? All right, that's why they called it the red planet. There we go. Anyway, Betelgeuse. So Betelgeuse has been, I just wrecked my brush. Cool. Betelgeuse has been getting brighter and dimmer, right? It has a companion star, right? They've just determined that yes, indeed, Betelgeuse does indeed have so it's like it's Betelgeuse A, Betelgeuse B, right? Pretty cool. I think that's pretty nifty. I was impressed. They actually imaged it, which is really awesome. And yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I love it. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do for the stars here, I've got a light blue one. This is going to be damn near impossible to see. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it in next to a few of these, and hopefully it will show up. There we go. Anyway, somebody who the point here was to make sure that there was lots of stars, and a depiction of the Milky Way. So there we go. I think I've managed that. Cool. Yeah. Okay. It's actually almost drying up too. So let me pop this over. Maybe you can almost see it there. There we go. A little bit. Yeah. There we are. Too much. Let's do this. All right. There we go. Yeah, you kind of can. There we go. Now we got a whole scene. Now we got the whole scene here. Very. We've got the serene scene, right? Yes, indeed. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And while we're here, we'll just drop in a couple. Oh, I didn't do this. Let me do this properly so you can see what I'm doing. Oh God, Chris, I was just gonna see if I can indulge the town here a little bit with some lights. There we go. and you know, cars, right? So cars, and you know, we'll have a couple of other. You got some red lights in here because, you know, occasionally there'll be things going on there. Oh, there we are. Oh yeah, very cool. And you know, it's cars, so you'll have a little bit of a little bit of light down in there, a little bit of light over in this. Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm feeling like this is the beast. I think this is what I came for. I think we've done it. I think I've completed it. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good about this one overall. Let me pop this back in. There we go. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm enjoying this quite a bit, honestly. So, yeah. Where did I just put that brush? Ah, there we go. I believe I'm going to go ahead and do my nom de plume for this one. And it's fun because I as much as I love doing Star Trek ships and stuff, this is exciting to me too. I like to think that I'm, you know, an artist. That's basically an artist that likes to do all sorts of different things. There we go. There we go. Little signature down there. Alrighty then. Hey, happy times. I'm very happy with this. It's the other thing this camera is doing is it's reading this more as aqua, what I'm seeing, but it's actually more purple, for lack of a better term. Yes, this right here is a very good depiction of the colors. Very fun. Very fun indeed. Okay, so I am calling this one good. This is the Stars of Oil City. Yay! Good times, woohoo! Actually, that one came in for under 2 hours, but I did not have. I liked it because I didn't have to do. I started with a pretty good painting. The only thing is, I know this kind of looks a lot like paintings I have done, and that's something I kind of want to get away from a little bit. So by going through this exercise, I feel like I've kind of. Thank you, David. I think I feel like I have the confidence, I think, now where I know I would like to take a variation of this color palette and maybe try a slightly different style. I think that's the best way to put it. I'd like to do a slightly different style with it. I obviously have been enjoying the abstract painting part, and I gave away the painting I did downtown, but it's very exciting to me, and I want to do more of it. It's a little terrifying because it is a little bit of a departure, but when I have done it, I've enjoyed it, and I like the results. So I may adapt this and I do something kind of different. We'll see. In fact, I actually don't even know what materials we're going to use. Oftentimes murals are done with a pretty specific paint, house paint often, and that's problematic because those paints don't mix the same way artist paints mix. And I've heard this from a number of people that have painted murals, and I've only dabbled. Like I did not. In fact, I didn't even do the mixing. The last time I worked with mural paints, I was basically a volunteer, and well, paid volunteer anyway. I got paid in liquor, which was great. Anyway, but yeah, so I know what it feels like, but I was not the one responsible for coming up with the cool colors. So awesome. All right, everybody. I think that's gonna do it. How large will the mural be? Oh, it's going to be a 2 foot by 5 feet, so not huge, right? It's actually like it's gonna this is the actual shape of it. It's actually gonna be one panel, one of many. There, I don't know how many artists have officially signed up yet, but they're making they want these to be like pillars. So there would be 4 sides. Each side would be one of these panels, like I'm doing right now. So this was my sketch. This is kind of where I came up with, and you can see the color difference here, right? Like in my sketch, I was definitely I wanted to bring more of these aqua colors out. That there are some in here, but not to the extent that this is, right? So I have to make a decision. I like the sort of emerald quality that's coming out of this one, whereas this one I don't. I feel like this is more of a sedate depiction. Honestly, I would like both on my wall, but for the mural, I might go a little more. I think for the mural, I might go a little more striking than this. This I purposefully kept sedate, limited palette. You, like I said, you watched me here, and it was like I'll have to go through the video and see. Very few colors, very few colors. In fact, the only reason I use 2 blues, I have an indanthrene, which really pushes it into indigo, and I needed dark, and that helped me get there. So I'm pretty happy with this part. I'm pretty happy with the bottom. I'm happy with the whole thing. Anyhow, cool. I'll post photos up in the Discord after the live stream. So thank you so much. These weeks this summer have been shooting by, and I keep threatening to come in with more live streams. So thank you for your patience. Outdoor mural, correct? Yes. Then sun damage and varied light, exactly. Yeah. There's a certain. Well, I think mural paints, they end up getting pretty UV stabilized lately in the last 20, 30 years. The paints that I used for the planets that I made a few years ago have been outdoors in Atlanta summers and Atlanta winters for about 3 years now, and they're holding up very well. But they're painted inside of acrylic, so the light hits it, but they don't get weathered. So it might be useful to find out what colors are going to be available. That's what I said. I'm kind of waiting word on that one right now. So if it turns out there's 4 colors and one of them's blue, I'll work with that. I'll sort it out. I mean, this thing could just as easily be done blocky and chunky and abstract, right? Like I could posterize this in my head, reduce it down so it's not this subtle colors, and just go with whatever the paint color is. I'm happy to dial that in, but I'm actually the part that stresses me out about a painting like this are these transitions, right? I mean, this is one of the reasons I keep coming back to this scene, is that the twilight with the moon and then up to stars, is the transition's heinous. I mean, I know there are people that have practiced it and do it better than I do, and maybe if I just practice more, I can figure it out. But it comes a lot. The hardest part is observation, right? I think the technical skills of getting the paints in are right there, but I'm basically trying to do HDR with paint. So if you're familiar with the high dynamic range photography that's built into all of our phones these days and digital cameras, you're trying to do the same thing with paint. It's creating a fake scene that the human eye would interpret, and it's fun. I think it's really fun. Yeah. All right, folks, I am going to call it a night. Thank you so much for hanging out here. I really appreciate it. We'll be back again next week. Stay tuned in the Discord. I'll let you guys know when things come up. You never know when something will break and I'll drop stuff in, and I'll keep working on our emoji situation here, right? I will see about getting this thing properly dedicated to our cause. There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll ring you out with the outro. Catch you all next week. Stay safe, everybody. That's not the outro. Okay, I got to do it over here. Stay safe, everybody. Catch you all next time. That's not the one. That's the intro. All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here, and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. That just kind of gives it an air of legitimacy that it doesn't deserve. You know? I have Bob Ross the shit out of this painting.